What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. So, if you'll remember, a couple of months ago, I reread The Red Queen because it had been so long since I've read it, and all of a sudden, like, everybody was just obsessed with the series. The trilogy was coming to an end, and I just really wanted to get back into it, and I really did enjoy it. Like, I really liked it upon, like, rereading it again. So, I was, like, really excited to read The Glass Sword. Well, the hold period at my library was freaking forever. Like, it's been on hold ever since I read that book. I finally got to read it now, and in that time, I was seeing that a lot of people either really enjoyed it or really didn't, and now that I've read it, I completely understand that. So when we left off, Mare and Cal were being taken with the Scarlet Guard to, like, their headquarters or whatever. There's more people like Mare. Shade, her brother, is still alive, and he is also like Mare. You can teleport and all that kind of crazy fun stuff. And, you know, cool, we're gonna take down Maven, who is apparently evil, and his mother is controlling him, and whatever. Well, the entire first half of this book is nothing like the middle of this book. And the middle of this book is nothing like the end of this book. Like, I swear to God, it was like reading 3 different books and none of it was, like, connected and none of it made any sense. Every time, like, we'd get to something new, I'm like, you should have started here. Like, that could have been a whole different book, or you could have just summarized that really easily. Like, the entire beginning of this book is them being with the Scarlet Guard. We meet back up with Mare's family. There's something weird going on with, like, Farley's father, and they escape, and then they, like, go someplace else, and, like, the entire beginning of this book, like, we could have just summarized that really easily. It did not need to take as long as it did, and then all of a sudden we're somewhere else, and now it's like Mare and Cal and Farley and Kalorn and Shade off on a merry adventure to find more new bloods and, like, all that kind of stuff. And, like, okay, that's fine, but, like, they find one and then we don't see her find any more. Like, then we finally start speeding it up, which, like, is fine. That's what I wanted, except what we're getting is a lot of whiny Mare complaining about how, like, everything's her fault and how she still loves Maven and she's still thinking about him, and it just, like, she really gets on your nerves. Like, she's so whiny. That is a common problem in a lot of YA trilogies. I know Hunger Games, Divergent, like, those really fall prey to it, but this one especially does. And what's so irritating about it is that in the first book, what saves it, what makes it so unique, is all of the other characters, and in Glass Sword, we're not getting anybody except for Mare. Like, we're not getting any development from anybody else. Like, we're getting, like, little flashes, but not nearly like we were getting in Red Queen, which was just really frustrating. Like, everything was about her. She was so self-absorbed, and it was just like, okay, I get it. Like, let's get on with it. And then when we finally move on, we, like, get to the climax of the book, and then we still have 50 more pages. Like, nothing important happened. What bothers me about this book is that the pacing was just all over the place. It was way too long. You could have summarized parts. You didn't need certain parts. We spent too much time on things that didn't matter, not enough time on other things that mattered. And then especially the ending, you don't feel the impact because you were spending so much time being irritated at Mare that you can't really care that, like, all of this big stuff is happening, because it's just like, thank God, please, can we move on now? Like, 2 major things happen at the end of this book, and I didn't feel the impact of either of them because I was just so ready to be done with it. And then we end on kind of like a pseudo cliffhanger, but again, I'm not invested in any of these characters anymore, so I don't really care where Mare ends up, and I don't really care to see where she is going to end up. And I think that makes it pretty obvious. I'm not planning on reading King's Cage. I have no interest in reading King's Cage. If it gets better, like, if it redeems Glass Sword, please let me know, because I wouldn't mind just finishing the series to finish the series, but I truly don't care what happens to these characters anymore. And another thing, the world, like, in the beginning, it was, you know, vague, like, where the world is, like, the rules, like, you know, how it's structured, that kind of stuff. It was vague for a reason, because it's important, but it's not that important, and if you over-explain it, it's not gonna make any sense. Well, in this, like, things were getting explained, and things weren't getting explained, and, like, maps, and, like, where things are located, and how the government works, and, like, how the queen is, and, like, we don't even get anything from the queen or from Maven. They're just, like, kind of in the distance, and it just, nothing made sense. It was all over the place. All we were getting was just Mare being whiny. Now, what almost saved it is that it did read like a villain origin story, like Mare was becoming a villain, but it's very clear that that was not the intention. So anything that you're reading into that is either an accident or it's just the way that it is, but that's not the direction it's going. And that's really frustrating and that's really bad. So yeah, I'm giving this book a D-. I want to give it an all-out F, but some of the characters are still fun. I did enjoy some parts of it. I did like learning about Shade and Farley. If this would have been told from Shade and Farley already, it would have been better. I still really like Cal. I feel like Cal's really getting the short end of the stick in this entire series. So I'm only giving it a D-. I want to give it an all-out F because I don't understand what happens. You started out so strong, and then we get this, and I really don't understand why this series has the following that it does. And it must be because of King's Cage, but I'm so completely uninvested anymore that I don't even care. So if I should read it, let me know, because otherwise, I'm not planning on it. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every Monday. That is everything got for you today, guys. I will see you next time. Bye!